Hey fellas, this is Vince Miller. Thanks so much for joining me for this devotional. We are in Proverbs chapter 10. I'm going to read verses 23 through 32. Great text. Listen in closely. It reads, "Doing wrong is like a joke to a fool, but wisdom is pleasure to a man of understanding. What the wicked dreads will come upon him, but the desire of the righteous will be granted. When the tempest passes, the wicked is no more, but the righteous is established forever. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to those who sent him. The fear of the Lord prolongs life, but the years of the wicked will be short. The hope of the righteous brings joy, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. The way of the Lord is a stronghold to the blameless, but destruction to evildoers. The righteous will never be removed, but the wicked will not dwell in the land. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked, what is perverse." Now, verse by verse in chapter 10 here, 23 through 32, we're gonna see a contrast. It's a contrast between the righteous man and the wicked man. And it's pretty captivating if we just take the time to kind of mull over it a couple of times. So essentially, Solomon wants us to see the benefits of being righteous by contrasting them with the ways of a wicked man. He wants us to see the difference in the desires, verse 23, the motivation, verse 24, and the eventual end, verse 25. And then he switches up the order. I don't know if you caught it, by giving priority to the righteous man, and shows us his longevity of life in verse 27, his hope that brings joy, verse 28, his strong action, verse 29, his longevity of life, verse 30, his speech, verse 31, and his knowledge in verse 32. Like any good father, Solomon is just pointing out the two paths that a son can take in life. One the way of the righteous, the other the way of the wicked, and thus we see the dilemma of Solomon in this text. You see, a father cannot make his children or grandchildren or great-grandchildren live righteously. He can only show them the way. He can communicate the choices on how to live life and illustrate the contrast between the two, but then a child must choose on their own. And so if you're a father today, like I am, I want you to know we all experience this dilemma. I do too. But we're not the only ones. The Father of all the living does as well. But like a good father, he went to the furthest extent to invite his children to live a righteous life. He presented the perfect and ultimate sacrifice, the sacrifice of his son for the salvation of all mankind. Yet still, each of his children must choose, don't they? They must choose just like we did. They must choose to accept or reject his sacrifice for their sin. So today, let's do this together. Let's pray for our kids. I want to encourage you to just write their names in the comments below. And then let's as men pray for them together. Mine need your prayers, and I will pray for yours. So let's commit and entrust their lives to the only perfect Father. He's the best dad of them all, isn't he? I love you guys. Thanks for joining me. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, leave those names below, and I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.